of Braiding. My name is joyphido, and today we're going to talk to you about a few other things that we haven't talked about before. We're going to show you how to take out braids. Okay, so today we are going to work with the training head. You know, we don't normally work with training head, but we've realized that not all the time we're going to have models ready to do what we think we should be doing. So we've decided to work with what's a lot easier. We'll get lots of inquiries, people emailing and, clients wanting to know how to take out their braids, and this is why we're doing this today. They're getting confused, they have no idea what to do. So I'm going to take you through the steps of taking out. So first you gown your client or gown yourself. Why do we do that? Because by the time you're taking out your braids, your hair would have gone through usually about 3 months or 2 months, depending on how good you are with your braids. So it's going to be dirty at the base. So if you just carry on taking out the braids, the bits of the dirt underneath your scalp will be dropping on your clothes. So you gown yourself or gown your client. So this is a training head we worked with. It's got different hairstyles and ignore that part. What you do first is take all the braids to the middle. Hold it all up. Oh, what we didn't mention was the materials. So a few things we work with. First is the comb to take out the braids. This is a very traditional African comb that we use to section braids or take out braids. So I'll show you how this works. Normally for everyday use you get your tail comb, so usually this is a lot available. Lots of people can find this easily. Then we came across this called the braider. Someone actually came to me and showed me how this works. It's a new tool that's just come on the market, is what you're looking at, and this is exactly how they spell it, the braider. So you find we have the hair. So we have our hairband here. Now what the hairband does is, this is where we start. You take the hairband and you put all your braids in it. Obviously different sizes of hairband depending on how big the braid is. Now why do we do that? Because we want to completely take control of the hair we're working with. Okay, so it's all banded up. So you get your strand of braid ready to unbraid. This is the front of the braid, and when you want to take it out, you turn it around. That's what we mean by unbraid. You're taking it out. Yes, so we start by sticking the comb straight into those little gaps you see in there, and this is using the traditional African comb now. So you see how it just goes into those little gaps. The minute you turn it around, it makes taking out very easy. And that's done. With the debraider, your hand sits in very comfortably. And then again, you turn the strand of the braids and take them slowly, one gap at a time. With the tail comb, you can work with the tail side of the comb. Again, take them in little bits. But I generally prefer this side of it because they're easier for me. See that? So you just take that little part of the comb straight into the strand of the braids, the little gaps, and it just comes out. Again, it also helps to comb at the same time as you're taking it out. And this is what you'll be doing with real life. I know you might be querying, what if I'm working with afro hair? The same thing. Okay, so what you have with a real client is, at the base there'll be a bit of a knot. Now what causes that is lots of dust in the air and lots of products that the client has been using. So what you do with that is, make sure the knots come out before you're able to shampoo the hair. And this is what you do. You work with a large afro comb and you comb it through. But ideally, when those knots are there, what you do, you need something a bit sharp. So it could have been this comb. You just go into the knot and break them up. Or if you were working with the debraider, you do the same thing. Now most times I tend to use this comb and I take my time to just break the knot out slowly. Now ideally those knots are forming because this client hasn't been spraying her hair with the braid spray or conditioning the hair. Most times we have the scalp conditioner for braids as well. We have different products, so many different products. Again, World of Braiding is here to give you independent advice. So we are not tied to anyone. We just recommend what we've worked with that works well. So make sure you're taking good care of your hair, caring for it, giving it full attention. These are the kind of products you will need. But once you're not doing that, the base gets really dry. And that's when all these things come in handy. Okay, so you remember we were working with single plaits here. Now we're trying to work with the twisted hair, in case our client had twisted hair. Now when it comes to twist, you don't really need the comb. All you do is untwist it. And I find lots of people say they find twisting very easy to take out. See how easy that was? Sorry about this, my clients. So it's easier to take out twists than the braids, because braids are 3 strands interwoven, while twists are just 2 strands that are wrapped around each other. Again, that has happened, it's twisted itself, so we would then comb it. And you remember what you do when you comb it, always from the tips to the roots. Remember the reason we had the rubber band in here is just to hold the hair away, so you know exactly what parts of the hair you've taken out. So we're doing another strand of twist. So again, your finger goes in and you take it out. Now if you find all this a bit too much to do, you know what to do. Go back to your hairstylist and let her help you take this out. Otherwise, you can always do them yourself at home. Okay? Once you finish taking out all your hair, you've combed it all through, there are no knots in between. There are still some things you need to work with. If you found that the knots were a bit too dry, there are some products that help to release them and make them a lot easier to comb through. Some of the ones we worked with are here on this table. We have the African Pride, and it's called the Ease Out Spray. So what you do, spray this at the knots of the braids where the knot is, and that's it. Give it a few minutes or seconds and it will just release the knots. The other one we worked with too is the arm braid, and this is from Isoplus. They're very creamy, so you just take a bit of the cream and just place it on the knotted where the knots are. Give it again a few seconds. We've also worked with the Better Braids. This is one of our favorite brands actually, and it's called arm braid. Again, exactly the same way we use the other two. Just spray a bit. Give it a few seconds. What they tend to do is they actually release the knots and sort of like melt it, and that's when you then comb through. But if you were able to comb through, you don't necessarily need the products. And once you've done all that, then you take your Afro comb and comb the hair completely through before you shampoo your hair. If you don't do that and you work with the knotted parts, your hair will get all clumped up, and what you end up doing is actually yanking out your hair, and this is one of the reasons hair break a lot. And you hear lots of people saying, when I braided my hair, I lost a lot of hair. You should not lose hair from braids. Again, remember, we're here on a hair journey with you. We are here to guide you, support you, contribute to whatever you're experiencing. Whenever you have these issues, we're here. Email us. We prefer you email us info@worldofbraiding.com or call us. We've put our number on our screen several times. They're always there. Now, you want to get into braiding. We encourage you to get into braiding because it's a career. You can make lots of money out of it. Don't just sit there and complain that there's nothing to do. You have 2 hands. You can do a lot with your hands. And that's where the skill of designing hair called braiding comes in. To get started, we have our DVD that we've always recommended to you. This DVD takes you through every step of the way. There are 4 techniques of braiding in this one DVD. We have all the details of how to get this. It's on our YouTube channel. Now, this is our ebook. This book gives you information, guidance, everything you want to know about getting into the business. It's there. on our website. Our website is also on the screen as you look at it. Remember, when you take out braids, hair goes through what we call a life cycle. Hair is beginning to grow, hair rests, and then hair dies. Now, hair should drop at least 100 strands a day. But when you wear your braids, you wear it for about 90 days, which is about 3 months and sometimes 2 months. Now, for those number of days, the strands of hair that should have been dropping is still sitting in your braids. And that's why when you take out your braids and you come through, you see this huge amount of hair come out of your head and you're worried, oh my God, I've lost all my hair because I braided it. No, these are already dead hair that we're supposed to have come out. So if you find when you take out your braids, there are lots of hair coming out, at that stage, don't worry too much. The only time you worry is when it's a lot. Again, feel free to email us and find out what is independent advisors on natural hair, and we want you to get into the business of natural hair as well as take good care of your own hair. Thank you again for watching.